Hey YouTube, what's going on? Mark here, TGIF, and happy Spurs game day eve. Even though this is not a Spurs video today, for once we're doing a non-Spurs video for the first time in a very, very long time. So it's time to talk about some NASCAR news. Now, this is my first batch of NASCAR content since the offseason started after the championship weekend at Phoenix when me and my dad went there to see the race, and of course, the dreadful Spurs versus Suns game version 1 again in the America West arena. So therefore, this involves two of my favorite NASCAR drivers in the Craftsman Truck and Winston Cup Series. So we're going to address them, returning to their respective rides for another season. So let's start off with the first one. Daniel Hemric returning to the number 19 Chevrolet Silverado Napa Auto Parts truck in 2026 for McAnally Racing, or whatever the fuck you will call that team. Yeah, my instinct was right the first time. It is called McAnally Racing. That's basically the simple name for it rather than saying the actual full team name. But I kind of feel bad as a Hemric fan for Hemric himself, because for the second consecutive NASCAR season, he's going to have a shitty driver who can't drive for shit as a teammate in talentless Chris White, because last year it was garbage-ass Jack Wood who also can't drive for shit. So McAnally has had a history of having one good driver and one very, very bad one as the epitome of shit. This poor team deserves a lot better. Hemric deserves a better teammate, so therefore, it's unfortunate they're going to have one hell of a repair bill, and it sure as hell won't come from Hemric because he'll be too busy fighting for a championship, which would be his second ever NASCAR sanctioned championship, while his garbage-ass teammates will be increasing the team's repair bill. So you're probably wondering, what are my thoughts on Hemric, returning to this truck in 2026? Well, he's proven he can win in the truck series if given the right equipment, and given, be on a good team. So therefore, all he needs to do now is, limit the mistakes and clean up, those stuff like that in the chase. So that way he can have a chance to go to the Final Four in the Craftsman Truck Series and actually get another NASCAR championship and have a shot at doing the Triple Crown, which that's a 100% long shot, considering he doesn't he's at the Winston Cup level. He's never weekly competed for the championship on a consistent daily basis, or ever competed for race wins, which his only highlight in Winston Cup in his rookie year in that said series, and was in 2019 when he won the pole for the Banquet 400, only for him to wreck out of that race late with my dad's driver, also named Daniel, which is also Hemric's namesake. So therefore, probably a good thing I only watched the last 20 so laps of that race, so that, I forgot he did wreck late in that race, so unfortunately I did have to see that, considering I slept through most of that one. So I'm sorry for the long pause there. I just had a brain fart for a second. I'm just realizing, shit, even though I only watched the last 20 laps of that race, I still unfortunately had to see that part. So therefore, hey, 2019 going to 2020 was a weirdly interesting time period for all of us, not just NASCAR fans alike. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Hemric can do in this ride for another year, to see if he can improve on his 9th place in the standings and actually go get past, the round of 8 and get into the championship 4 at the Ford 200 at Homestead Miami Speedway next year. If, I go to Homestead, me and my dad actually make it there, and if we do, maybe we will go to the truck race this time. But if we don't, then you'll know why, because we came in on the same day as said race, like we did Phoenix this year. But our plans are still up in the air for MIS in June next year for us to return. All right, now the news that was unofficial, provisionally official 5 months ago, and that is now officially official. My second favorite driver, Dillon, is returning to the number 10 Kaulig Racing Chevrolet for another year. So therefore, he showed a lot of promise, doing things his way instead of, going for his grandfather like Austin has all this time. So this could be the year that, he finally breaks through and gets that elusive first Winston Cup win, even though it'll most likely be something like fuel mileage or rain shortened or a restrictor plate or something like that. Even if it has to come to that, I mean, I'll happily take it as much as I can get it. So therefore, I mean, he was the only one in Germain Racing's Winston Cup history in the 13 Geico car that came close to winning at least once. He came close to winning in that car multiple times. I mean, Casey Mears only did once at the Pennsylvania 500 Well, Pax Pappas never came close to the winning in that car. So Ty Dillon has proven that if he could drive the wheels off that thing and have at least subpar equipment that's decent enough, he could try to wheel it. Attempt to wheel it to a Winston Cup victory. Considering he actually almost did win the 2017 Pepsi 400 at Daytona until those last two cautions and one red flag period relegated him to a 16th place finish, and it sure as hell did not feel like 16th. I mean, there's a lot of races he could have won in that car, but it was probably God's way of saying not yet. So therefore, maybe this will be the year that he finally, joins his brother Austin as a Winston Cup winner. Only time will tell. I've been waiting for that day to happen for a long, long time, since his rookie year, 2017. And I'm just going to tell you guys right now, once that eventually happens, my voice will be gone for like a whole week, considering I lost my voice the night Austin won the Samsung Radio Shack 500 at Texas Motor Speedway during the COVID version in 2020. So, I mean, sure, the way he made the in-season tournament and advanced very far was bullshit, but hey, personally, I'll take what I can get, even if it's bullshit. We saw his potential in the in-season tournament, and even if it was cheesed. So, therefore, let's see him try to do that for a Winston Cup win. And don't forget, in his rookie season in 2017, he was 20 laps away from his first win at the MBNA Platinum 400 at Dover on some crazy strategy on his own merit, legitimately straight up on speed. And I guess that does it for this quick news update video. So yeah, I heard the news Wemby's back. It was expected. And you're probably wondering, Mark, did you hear about Riley Mannix? Yeah, but he played minimal to no minutes in a San Antonio Spurs uniform, so therefore why keep him? So therefore you probably were spamming the comments on icons on TikTok on it. Yeah, I saw, but I just wanted to get this quick non-Spurs video out for really fast, so I can make sure I change it up a little bit in terms of the content. So I will see you guys for the next upload and Spurs game review and next Spurs roundup episode and whatever vlog I make next after that. Have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Good night, and I will see you all for that next video whenever that may be. See you later, everyone.